Welcome back. We are in the midst of our live parade coverage. The Dodger Parade just getting underway right now. That's a look at the team and their families on buses in downtown Los Angeles, and an estimated 100,000 people are awaiting them to cheer them on. We are live right now at Dodger Stadium with your coverage. I'm Elex Michaelson with Marla Tellez and Kyle Kraska, ready for a historic day that LA has been waiting for decades, Marla.
Yeah, since 1988, of course, the boys in blue, they won in 2020, but because of the pandemic, they did not get their parade. So that's all that the players, or major focal point anyway, when they clinched the other night over the Yankees, was we finally get a parade. So that parade officially is supposed to start right now at 11 o'clock straight up. It's supposed to last, Kyle, about 45 minutes. Starts in downtown LA. Mayor Karen Bass kicks it all off, and the route is just about a mile and a half long, but it is packed with, as Elex said, about 100,000 people have descended upon downtown.
And these World Series parades are such a wonderful tradition to culminate a season that was exactly what fans had hoped it would be. And of course,
you know, we've seen, Marla, all these players, many of them are fathers with very cute young kids.
Oh, so many of them.
And so this is a day for them not only to celebrate as a team, but to celebrate as a family as well.
Yeah, and of course, when you say that, I think of Freddie Freeman, of course, given what he went through with his young son, Max, who we're so happy to report is okay. It's hard to get a look at exactly who from this vantage point, but yes, the buses are there. They are ready to roll into downtown Los Angeles, and the players were all saying going into this, I want to see that downtown Los Angeles packed with people, and I think their wish will come true. I think they will not be disappointed. Is that Walker Buehler on the left there, on the far left? He was sort of the unsung hero of the series when he pitched that final inning in the bottom of the ninth. That was quite something. So I'm not sure if that's him. It looked like him from this vantage point for a moment there, Kyle.
So many different heroes that had a part in this World Championship, and we're going to see a lot of them today. And one thing I really love about this parade is, as Elex alluded to, it's a family affair. The players bring their spouses, they bring their children, and they're celebrating with families. And this is the part of the game that you don't always see when it comes to Major League Baseball. You see the players on the field, but now you get to see them more humanized with their families and celebrating today.
And Kyle, the last time we did a parade like this, it was when the Rams won the Super Bowl, and the amount of alcohol that was consumed by the Rams.
The amount of alcohol that was consumed by Matthew Stafford
was unbelievable.
Oh, that's right.
It will be interesting to see if this is a more family-friendly affair, or if it is as much of a drinking fest as we saw for that parade.
Well, let me just tell you, a little birdie told me that there are a bunch of SUVs that are lined up outside Dodger Stadium, and that is so that the players have a safe ride home.
Nice.
So if they do imbibe a little too much, which, hey, you can't blame them. You know, they just clinched their 8th World Series title. It had been a long time coming. They've been looking forward to this. They will have a safe ride home. So the buses, they are on the move right now. And let's also remember, as we're looking live from Skyfox, what today is. Today is November the 1st, which would have been Fernando Valenzuela's 64th birthday. And you know, although they're partying and they're celebrating, you know that they're thinking of Fernando and his family, of course. Many of them will be here today. I've seen so many. Look at the fans lining the street there. They're so excited to be so close to the boys in blue. But yes, lots of number 34, Elex, on the minds of fans today.
And we think of Fernando Valenzuela also where we're sitting, Kyle, because Fernando for so many years was a broadcaster for the Dodgers in Spanish language in these very broadcast booths, watching the games
I met him in the
so
booth.
many times.
And it's really quite remarkable. We sadly lost Fernando recently, and to have the Dodgers come through the way they did, and for us here to be having a parade and a celebration on what would have been his 64th birthday. And so many of the fans that we've spoken to, and so many of our reporters have spoken to fans along the parade route today, they've voluntarily said that this is for Fernando, and we're celebrating Fernando today, while of course celebrating this great Dodgers championship, the 8th in franchise history. And here come the boys.
Yeah, there they are. You know who we haven't mentioned today is Mookie Betts.
Yeah.
And I bring him up because he is the only current active position player to have 3 World Series rings right now. Of course, he won one with the Red Sox in 2018, and then, of course, in 2020, and now in 2024. So also, what a man he is, Mr. Mookie Betts, and he is beloved by the crowd behind us.
What a start to the career for Mookie Betts. I mean, he started with the Boston Red Sox organization back in 2014, and as you mentioned, won the World Series with them in 2018, and then in 2020 is when the Dodgers signed him to that very long contract. I mean, he's locked up for 12 years, that massive $325 million contract. So Mookie Betts is going to be around a long time. We're very happy about that, and of course, as you mentioned, winning his third ring in this series.
And the Dodgers have 3 former MVPs at the top of their order: Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, and Freddie Freeman. And you think of this season, which really started off with Mookie on a historic tear, and a lot of people were talking about him potentially being the MVP. Then he got hurt. We saw what Shohei Ohtani did all season, and he, of course, will win the MVP. Freddie Freeman, kind of an afterthought because of those two's dominant performance, and then Freddie Freeman ends up as the World Series MVP. All 3 of them having their moments this season. As
Is that
we're starting to look.
Teoscar? I think it may have been Teoscar on the right there.
And that's somebody who we don't know if he's going to be back next year.
I know, in free agency, but he made it clear the other night after they won. He was asked about that. He said, if it's up to me, I want to stay right here and be a Los Angeles Dodger.
Teoscar Hernandez, I think, was one of the great stories on this Dodger team this year. Played in Seattle last year, was hoping to get a multi-year, a big-time contract offer, and it didn't come. And so Teoscar kind of shifted gears and said, all right, well, if I'm not going to get the big multi-year deal, I'm going to go a place that I think I can fit in, and a place that I think I can win a world championship. And he wanted to come to this Dodger organization, so they signed him to a 1-year deal. And what did Teoscar do? Oh, he just decided to go out and have the best season of his entire career.
He proved himself.
Broke his career record for home runs in a season, had the most walks he's ever had in a season, which is significant because he really cut down on his strikeouts. He had the second highest strikeout ranking a year ago, so he became a significant part. He was batting at the bottom of this order. Suddenly he was batting clean up in this order. Teoscar Hernandez made himself a lot of money this year, also hitting a grand slam in the postseason, and now Teoscar Hernandez hopefully in the driver's seat to receive that big contract offer. Let's hope it's from the Los Angeles Dodgers.
What a cool shot on the 110 freeway, which is shut down right now for these Dodger players, and we see people lining the streets there, cheering them on as well, which is such a cool sight for the entire city. And you think about Teoscar Hernandez, and there's a whole group of Dodgers that were on the team this year that were not on the team last year. And the last few years, the Dodgers have come up short. They didn't have that toughness in the playoffs. It was so disappointing for our fans. You think about Teoscar Hernandez was an addition. Tommy Edman was an addition. Jack Flaherty, a late addition. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, an addition. And, of course, Shohei Ohtani. And all of those guys playing really important roles at key moments in putting the Dodgers over the top, which they were not able to get there. And we saw that team, Marla. One of the things that was so great about this Dodger team was how resilient they were. And every time it seemed like they were going to be counted out, the next man up delivered.
They're the ultimate team in that one of the big storylines going into Yankees versus Dodgers, of course, was Shohei Ohtani versus Aaron Judge. Yeah. And we saw how that played out. Going into Game 5, both Judge and Ohtani were 2 for 15. And even without the $700 million man, they clinched the World Series. That's because their bench is that deep. That's because Edman stepped up, Teoscar Hernandez stepped up, Mookie Betts stepped up, everybody stepped up.
Hey, there's your guy, Kike Hernandez.
Speaking of stepping up in the playoffs, Kyler, talk about he's a whole different guy.
Yeah, you know, we call him Playoff Kike because somehow, some way, when we hit the month of October, he turns into a different player. He's a career 220 hitter, but in the postseason, he's a career 280 hitter. He's hit 15 home runs in the postseason. And once again, you know, the Dodgers knew that that's the kind of guy they wanted to go out and get, bring him onto this team, and have him ready for the postseason. And he earned himself a starting role in the postseason on this team, and he delivered once again. So the question is, will Kike Hernandez be on this team next year? We'll see. He's a free agent, but he's a fan favorite. They love him here, and he just seems to deliver when it's most important.
And the key question, will he give any profanity on the mic today?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As we know, he's a fan of that. And it'll be interesting to see. There we see Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, there
we
he
see
is.
Will Smith there, and some of the players. It looks like Tommy Edman is seated there, with, and you see them there with their loved ones as well.
And what a great story Tommy Edman is. picked him up at the trade deadline, and he's a kid from La Jolla Country Day, and came onto this team, and he just decided to be the most valuable player of the National League Championship Series. So you have all of these guys that contributed their little ingredient to this winning formula, no doubt about it.
Yeah, of course, Game 5, we're talking about free agents here. Game 5 was started by Jack Flaherty. He really stepped up on Game 1, not so much on Game 5.
Tough Game 5.
Yeah, unfortunately, but there was Walker Buehler to close it out, which was also remarkable because he's known usually as a starting pitcher, but he was so ace and so clutch at the end of Game 5.
You mentioned Jack Flaherty. There's a big question mark right there. Got him at the trade deadline, and it was a great pickup. But will Jack Flaherty be a part of this team next year? He's now a free agent, and we know how many pitchers that the Dodgers have on the shelf right now. It's not that the Dodgers don't have pitching, it's just that they're all injured. So there were so few of them available to this team, and that's why it's almost miraculous that somehow, some way, Dave Roberts was able to navigate through all of those injuries and use his bullpen in order to get the results that he had hoped for.
And that is one of the things we'll be reminded of, Kyle, as we look at the players on this bus, is all the players who didn't play, who are injured. And there we see Mookie Betts and his wife Brianna and his daughter there as well. I think his mother is there with him, which is such a cool fan for the entire Betts family. Mookie is such a great guy. He was the Dodgers nominee for the Roberto Clemente Award for his work in the community. He's very dedicated to the Dodgers Foundation, to his foundation, and his wife Brianna is a big part of that. Yeah. They are high school sweethearts. They've been together their whole lives, and it's so cool to see Brianna out here as well.
And I don't think we can give Mookie Betts enough credit at this point right now, because let's not forget, Mookie really struggled in the last 2 postseasons. Last year in the sweep by the Arizona Diamondbacks in the NLDS, Mookie had 0 hits, and he was hearing it. This is your guy, your former MVP, with 0 hits, and he went out this year in the postseason, batted .290, had 18 hits, and Mookie Betts was a huge part of his championship.
Well, and he's also such an unselfish player, like so many of the Dodgers. I'm going to hit on that point of what a team they are, because he talked about also, once they acquired Shohei Ohtani, he knew that this was the man, and everyone else would sort of take a back seat. He was okay with that, and he's such a utility player. He'll play where you put him, and he plays well wherever you put him.
It's a great point you bring up, Marla. Andrew Friedman, before they went out and got Shohei, he went to Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, and these two guys are superstars at the highest level, and he said, I just want to make sure you guys are going to be okay with us going out and getting a guy like Shohei, who obviously commands an awful lot of attention. And both of them just said, do whatever it takes to win.
Absolutely.
And those are the kind of players you need on your team.
Whatever's better for the team.
It seems like there's an interesting dynamic going on, Kyle, compared to that Rams parade, because everybody's got a lot of them have their wife and kid, and some places their mother right there. We don't see the excessive drinking in the obnoxious way that we were seeing at the Rams, at least not yet.
We're 13 minutes into it.
Maybe that'll start a little bit later. It seems like people are on their best behavior so far.
We have yet to see the bottle of Jose Cuervo, or I think actually Stafford was drinking the 1942, so he had the good stuff.
And there's a live look at LA Mayor Karen Bass. She is going to officially kick off the parade once it gets officially started again. It's starting at First and Grand in downtown Los Angeles, right outside City Hall. And we've seen City Hall. If you didn't get a chance to see it last night, hopefully you get to peek it tonight. It's gorgeous because it's lit up in blue.
And when we just saw Karen Bass, she was there with her grandsons, who are both big LA sports fans. Bass says one of the best parts of this job has been going to sports games with her grandsons. We saw her here for Game 2, and we talked to her when she was in the crowd here, and it's been a real thrill for her to be able to experience that with them. It looks like we see some of the other
I think I saw
players.
That's Rojas.
Gavin Lux is over to the left. You see Miguel Rojas there with the cigar. Miguel Rojas, by the way, the team has an option for him for next year, a $5 million option. He has had one of his best seasons, batted .289 this year for the Dodgers during the regular season, played a great shortstop. Unfortunately, was injured at the end of the year, so we did not see him in the World Series. But what an asset he was to this team. I think an unexpected asset, and Dave Roberts praised Miguel Rojas all season long for the kind of player he was on the field and in the clubhouse as well.
Yeah, and in just that shot when we were seeing Rojas front and center, we also saw Clayton Kershaw. He was still seated. There's Teoscar.
There he is.
There he is. There he is, throwing some peace signs out.
And that's got to be Tyler Glass now behind him because of how tall he is. 6'7", even though we can't see his face. But Teoscar, I mean, how do you not love Teoscar Hernandez with the attitude he brings every day to the ballpark? The way he was teaching Shohei a little Spanish back in spring training. The way he went out there and became the first Dodger to win the home run derby. Everything Teoscar touched this year turned to gold.
And there is Mr. Clayton Kershaw. You're talking about the players who are hurt. He is one of them. But he is expected, Elex, to come back next year.
Well, if we remember last year, Clayton Kershaw had one of his worst outings ever in the playoffs. It is a big reason why the Dodgers were knocked out of the playoffs. And it was so ugly that I think that was a big reason why Clayton Kershaw came back, because he didn't want to end like that. He comes back, got hurt again, was able to win the championship this year, but I think he still wants to be able to pitch again next year. He says he'll be back, and likely will be back as a Los Angeles Dodger.
Clayton Kershaw has a player option for $10 million, loaded with incentives as well. So he has already said, I want to come back and give it another go. So we'll see what that looks like. But boy, you talk about a guy that's now won 2 world championships. Unfortunately, one of them was during the pandemic, and then the second one he didn't really get to take part in the postseason. But it will be interesting to see if over the course of the offseason, Clayton Kershaw still has that passion to come back and play another season.
Well, we were just talking about Shohei Ohtani, and you know what's remarkable to think about is that he hasn't actually thrown a pitch as a Dodger. You know, he was brought on to be a pitcher, and then what did he do this past season? He became the inductee, the very first 50-50 club, and what he finished the season, if I'm not mistaken, with 54 home runs.
And 59 stolen bases, exactly right.
Yeah, so, and we saw that last attempt at stolen base, what that did for him last Saturday with his partially dislocated shoulder. That obviously we saw that play out in Game 5. He was having a hard time swinging the bat. So we'll see.
You know, somewhat unfortunate that fans did not get to see the Shohei Ohtani that we got to see on a daily basis here at Dodger Stadium. But you know what? The Dodgers won it anyway, and they carried him a little bit in the postseason into the World Series, and in the future, certainly he will carry the team.
All right, we're going to pause for just 30 seconds for a word from our sponsor.
And that was a quick word from our sponsor there, and this is a live look from Sky Fox. That is Grand Park, and a number of thousands of people have packed the area waiting for the Dodgers, the Los Angeles World Champions there, and they are on these double-decker buses. This parade slated to start officially at 11 o'clock, but what does it matter at this point? People called out sick, people are staying home from school. They're not looking at what time it is. They just want to see their favorite Dodgers players. Look at that
sea of people, more than 100,000 fans expected to crowd through downtown Los Angeles, and that is a spectacular sight of all these people reveling in another World Championship.
What a moment for our city of Los Angeles, which has been front and center and will continue to be front and center in the next few years. You think about what we have scheduled for Los Angeles. We've got the World Cup coming to Los Angeles in 2026. We've got the Super Bowl 28. We have a the Olympics coming in 2028. I think we have the Super Bowl maybe 2027.
2027, yes.
It's an incredible ride where Los Angeles is going to be at the center of the sports universe, and there's every reason to think that the Dodgers will have a very good chance to repeat this again next year. But you never know in sports. We never know about injuries, which is why it's so important for us to enjoy this now, because we haven't been able to enjoy something like this really since I was 2 years old. Mario Ramirez is live in Grand Park near where the parade is starting. Mario, it must be something out there right now.
Yes, good morning. It is insane out here. You can see the crowd.
And we continue here live. The boys in blue now passing the Disney Concert Hall in downtown LA, which is such a picturesque Frank Gehry creation. That's such a signature part of the LA skyline. And what a great sight to see all that Dodger blue in front of it as they move past it. Of course, that building was not there back in 1988, the last time the Dodgers had a parade. And, of course, it's such an important part of the city now. The Dodgers are on the move. You can see the throngs of people, an estimated potentially 100,000 people there to cheer them on, and the players seem to be having a great time. Kyle, we just saw some of the relievers that we just saw there, and how good was that Dodgers bullpen? Really the MVP of this season in the postseason, in addition to Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, we saw Elex there on one of the buses, and he had a spectacular season in postseason. Clayton Kershaw having a fun time with the crowd there. Will we see Clayton Kershaw next season in a Dodger uniform once again? He certainly hopes so, and he's expressed his interest in coming back. And we want to say to all of you at home watching us here on Fox 11, we welcome you to our continuing coverage of the Dodgers Championship Parade. You're listening to the voices of Elex Michaelson, Marla, Tellez, and yours truly, Kyle Kraska, and it's an honor and a privilege to be bringing you this parade coverage today. We have been there every step of the way through the playoffs with the Dodgers and right through the World Series in Yankee Stadium, and now here we are, and we are perched high above the fields here at Dodger Stadium. We're about 10 minutes into this parade route now, so we anticipate probably in about 35 to 40 minutes from now, it's all going to be coming right to us here at Dodger Stadium, and we'll have the celebration right behind us. But guys, no matter how many times you see a championship parade, and you know, it hasn't happened in a while for the Dodgers, unfortunately, but you see this celebration and the culmination of a championship season and the way fans and players are coming together to celebrate. This is such a special day, a unique day, and one that all of us here witnessing this today are going to remember for a long time.
Yeah, the shot is so great right in front of the Disney Concert Hall, and you just saw the confetti shower that one of the buses enjoyed. The players just loving every moment of this. They remarked after they won their 8th title, they just couldn't wait for the parade, encouraged all the fans to come out, and they have certainly come out in force today. About 100,000 people are expected to be in downtown Los Angeles lining the parade route. Kyle, you mentioned this is supposed to go for about 45 minutes, and then officially around 12:15, although they are running a little behind schedule, the boys will be here at Dodger Stadium for a ticketed celebration, and we are looking forward to that. Now, Elex, you mentioned sort of what a sports town this is. You mentioned the Lakers. I'm not sure if you saw, maybe some of our viewers did, that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar put out a message that the Dodgers shared, and I loved his sentiment because he said he was so happy to see the Dodgers beat the Yankees, and he said, it's almost as good as when the Lakers beat the Celtics. Almost, but not quite.
Well, and you think about the one person that brings all of that together is Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's old teammate, who is now a co-owner of the Dodger. He just won his 15th ring.
He needs more fingers.
He had 10 rings with the Lakers as both a player and an owner. Has won now his 2nd ring as a Dodger co-owner, won a ring as an LAFC co-owner, and won a ring as a Sparks co-owner. So Magic Johnson, we'll see if he's there. We saw it looked like a bunch of the ownership group was on the first bus. Stan Kasten, Mark Walter, part of that group, Kyle, that bought the Dodgers at the time for $2 billion. And a lot of folks thought that was over overselling way too much, and now the Dodgers valued at $20 billion.
Yes, that was quite the return on investment, no question about that. It's a sight to behold, and to see the way the players are interacting with the fans. You know, that's what's unique about these parades. The fans are there and they're snapping pictures and enjoying that, but at the same time, the players on the buses with their camcorders and their phones out, and they're shooting all of the folks in the crowd. These are going to be
magic
memories for a long time for these players as well. And Magic Johnson there on the bus,
front.
enjoying the celebration, taking it all in. And there's Gavin Lux right there, front and center, with his phone out, recording all of the folks going by. What a day, what a celebration this is.
Yeah, this is a piece, as we go past the Broad Art Museum, this picture could be a piece of art that hangs on the wall for Southern California. What a cool shot. We saw Jack Flaherty there dancing as well at this big homecoming moment. Marla, somebody who dreamed about this moment as a little kid in the San Fernando Valley, used to pitch with a Dodger jersey on, and now his dream is coming true.
Yeah, I mean, talk about full circle, and, you know, you just had the wonderful opportunity to spend a little time with Jack Flaherty before the series kicked off, and he is right now sponsoring a smoothie. If you buy a smoothie at an Erewhon, the proceeds go to the Tyler Skaggs Foundation. He was great friends with the late Angels player. So Jack Flaherty, yes, Tyler Skaggs, and he is just doing great humanitarian work, as many of these Dodgers do, and you know, that's another element to this team. We talk about how unselfish they are, and then they also do such great humanitarian philanthropy outside of playing baseball.
And nobody more so than Clayton Kershaw, who has been the MLB Man of the Year for that work in the past. Bob DeCastro.
Incredible, aren't they? Just watching,
we love this.
Watching the buses go through the crowds and the confetti get shot. It's amazing.
Bob DeCastro, take it away here at Dodger Stadium.
It's been such a privilege and an honor to be with all of these Dodger fans in October. So we'll be out here throughout the morning, the afternoon, talking to all the Dodger fans, celebrating the Dodgers' victory. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you so much. A couple of the Dodgers there choosing not to wear the championship shirts.
Who needs a shirt? Who needs a T-shirt?
You put in that much work, I guess you don't need one.
Exactly right. It's great to see the fans here. They're excited about the parade being on its way. This stadium is nearing capacity now as the seats continue to get filled, and they're watching on the Jumbotrons the parade route
of downtown Los Angeles, the players feeling the love of LA. Can we listen in and listen to some of the crowd for a second? So much fun there. You see there Banda, one of the relievers there, who was known for wearing a clown mask after all the clinches, and has a fair amount of tattoos, showcasing those tattoos again, and cheering the crowd. And
well, you know the best way to not get champagne and beer on your shirt, is to
take it off.
Not wear a shirt at all.
Yeah. And of course that's Kike Hernandez alongside him, and the crowd is just loving every single minute of it. It's going to go by so quickly, though, for all the fans, because it's just over a mile long. But they take their time, they stop, and they wave. And I do love seeing the family atmosphere, though, with the wives and the children and parents on the buses, too. I mean, what a moment for them. And this is something that they've worked their entire lives for. This is why they get into it. This is what they hope for. And by the way, can I just say this, that the Dodgers' spring schedule starts on February 20th? Oh. Let's look ahead.
It'll be here before we know it.
Yeah, they're going against the Chicago Cubs at Camelback Ranch, of course, for spring training in Arizona. And these fans, they already can't wait for next season, no doubt about it. I mean, it's just a packed house.
And let's not forget they're going to open up the season next year in Japan.
Oh, that is
against those same Chicago Cubs, so that'll be very exciting. We know that the kind of ratings they had in Japan during the World Series and the NLDS and NLCS, the highest ratings in the country's history for Major League Baseball, and obviously that has a lot to do with Shohei Ohtani.
I think we should send you to Japan, don't you?
I love that idea. From your lips to our general
some of this
manager's
World
ears.
Series money and send you on a nice trip.
Do you
Indeed, we certainly are. I certainly expect to be there one way or the other.
Yeah.
And guys, we reflect a moment as we watch these buses roll down the street on how cool is it that we are covering a live breaking news event here that is so joyous, not something that we get to do on a regular basis, to be watching our entire community celebrating, being so happy, just overjoyed by what we witnessed this entire year, and then to celebrate with the community, with the players, with the mayor, with everybody today. This is unity at its finest.
And what a beautiful day it is as well. It looks like now they're kind of parking next to each other. The double-deckers, double-sided right now. So the players can interact with each other, and they're spraying each other. I mean, how fun to sort of let it all out, because it was just such an intense series. And it started off looking really good for the Dodgers. They were up 2-0 over the Yankees early on, and then we saw the turn, and then Game 5 was looking like the Yankees were going to take it. And nope, that fifth inning changed the whole course of this series. And now here they are in downtown, and they are just, it looks like maybe they've come toward the end of it, or there's a little bit of a gridlock here. It looks like in the end, by the way, is at, let me just double check that. It's at Flower and 5th Streets in downtown Los Angeles.
I think they may be at the end of the parade route and then moving their way towards Dodger Stadium, where we are for the big celebration for the folks here.
Hey, let's talk for a moment about the future of this Dodger team. Okay, we celebrate a championship, the 8th championship in franchise history today, and this is great. And there are franchises that wish they had 8 championships, but what about next year and the year after? And one wonderful thing that Andrew Friedman has done, he's locked up the stars. He's locked up Will Smith long-term, Freddie Freeman long-term, Mookie Betts long-term, Shohei Ohtani long-term. So
Yamamoto long-term.
The core of this team is intact and will be very, very good to start next season. And there's already word that the most prized free agent this offseason, who was Juan Soto, who we just saw playing for the Yankees in the World Series, that the Dodgers will be all in on trying to get Juan Soto here as well. So this Dodger team very well equipped to potentially repeat and continue to compete for years to come.
And of course, a reminder, the big difference between baseball and football or basketball is there's much less of a salary cap in baseball, and the teams that have all the money can spend a lot of money, and we've seen that with the Dodgers. You felt the energy, Susan, and that's what matters. Thank you so much for that. Hopefully those fans can get to a TV or use their Fox local app to watch the coverage from the stadium itself. And this is one of the only times where we're ever going to see. We're doing a Edward James Olmos behind us right now is singing "Happy Birthday" to Fernando Valenzuela.
Yes.
I don't know if we have a feed of that, but it's part of what will be the celebration here at Dodger Stadium of Fernando and of the team together. And as we watch these buses on the freeway, it may be the only time, Marla, when LA folks are not upset about traffic because they're shutting down roads, but I think people are given a pass for the Dodgers right now because they're so excited to see them.
Yeah, this would be a good escort to see coming up behind you or alongside the freeway there, to see your boys in blue as they make their way back to Dodger Stadium. And yes, Alex, I'm glad you pointed out that moment. Quite a moment here as the stadium gets more and more full.
Snoop Doggy Dogg as an intro music. So will we see him? Because he's at every major big event ever on the planet, it seems like. Will Snoop be a part of this?
How many Snoops are there? He must have cloned himself.
I mean, we'll see. He's the only person we haven't seen at these Dodger games. Of course, we saw Ice Cube had a very well celebrated performance at Game 2. Much better than Fat Joe in New York. Not that we're rubbing it in to the Yankees fans. So here we go. They're welcome to Dodger Stadium, right past that sign, as the Dodgers are making their way literally towards the stadium and to the crowd that is so ready to cheer for them. We've also heard, and if you come to the Dodger game, you well know the organist, Dieter Ruhl, who's been playing as well, getting people excited here.
In the stands, it is all Dodgers all day.
It's a little bit different than being at an actual Dodger game because everybody is here first before the players, and now they are arriving. So it's kind of like being at a rock concert, right, where the crowd is just going nuts, you know, and just getting amped for what's to come, and they're just waiting to see the buses roll in. We're looking behind us here because we're waiting to see them come right behind us.
Rocking out here.
And the buses, you saw them, they're inside Dodger Stadium's parking lot, and they're going to roll up here to Gate G, and they're going to park right out there in blue heaven on earth, and they're going to be coming in, and these fans are on their feet. They're pumping. You see them pumping their fists, and they're waving their towels, and the music is rocking, and we're moments away from seeing the Dodgers walk through those gates.
Dodger Stadium feels a bit like Coachella. Let's take that shot and listen into some of the music. Everyone here is so fired up.
I'll tell you guys, this has the feeling like when we were here for Game 1. Remember when we were down on the field and this place was packed and all of the fans here were anticipating Game 1 of the World Series? This is similar, but it feels even more exuberant because there's no anxiety. We won.
No, sans anxiety.
We won.
Yeah, this is so nice. Nothing to worry about today.
No one's losing today.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Everyone's winning, Elex, and I can't say it enough. I mean, it's been since 1988 since they've gotten this sort of a celebration. So who knows what's in store once the Dodgers take the field. We're really excited to be able to bring this to you live. And by the way, if you're just joining this coverage, this is not just any booth here. This is the broadcast booth where Joe Davis and Oral Hershiser call the games when you tune in to see him here. So it's really special. And of course, we're thinking about Fernando Valenzuela, of course, as well. Today would have been his 64th birthday, and that means so much.
Let's not forget Vince Scully.
Of course, and they're in blue heaven with Tommy Lasorda.
All of that,
Yeah.
the history that we sit amongst. We're so honored to be here and be a part of that. Joe, we appreciate you letting us borrow the booth for a couple hours here so we get the best possible view of the entire stadium, and what a day it's going to be.
And while we're doing shout-outs, a shout-out to Jaime Harin, who also has been a Dodger broadcaster for so many decades in Spanish language as well. We are presenting this with very limited commercial interruptions because of our sponsor. We're going to pause briefly to allow that sponsor to identify themselves. We'll be back on the other side.
To be a part of this team.
Welcome back, everybody, to our live coverage from Dodger Stadium. Marla, Tellez, Elex Michaelson, Kraska. You're seeing the live picture from just outside the gates here. That is one of the double-decker buses where the Dodgers are after they finish their parade. And now this is the sort of unknown celebration of what's going to happen for all these ticketed fans who have been here since, 8 a.m. this morning, and they've been waiting for this moment.
But one thing we do know, we're going to see the Commissioner's Trophy brought back up on stage. We're going to hear from multiple players. We'll hear from Dave Roberts talking about this season, getting the fans involved, and we're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate another Dodger championship, and this crowd, as you can tell, it's kind of like the pre-show right here. They're warming up the crowd as if they need it.
It's hard not to start bouncing, bobbing with the music.
Right, it's great. It's great. We love it.
And it is also such a great showcase of Dodger Stadium, which is one of the great stadiums in all of baseball. So picturesque, where you can see downtown, you can see the beautiful sky, And this city, the stadium, which has had a lot of renovations in the last few years, which has really updated it and made it a spectacular place to come to. One of the most iconic stadiums in all of baseball.
And
it's nice that it's here.
I see some players coming towards center field out there beyond the center field wall.
Let's listen in.
Los Angeles Dodgers, broadcasters on Sportsnet LA and KLAC, who provided the soundtrack to this unforgettable, magnificent championship season. Joe Davis and Steven Nelson.
Let's go! LA, let's hear you! Wow! Joe, I got nothing. I was something. I wasn't expecting this. LA, let me hear you. This feels like 36 years of waiting. And then an extra 4 years. Now you're celebrating right. But Joe, we ain't just celebrating a World Series championship. That's, yeah. Let's remember we're celebrating a birthday today, too. Right here. Number 34 is up here celebrating this with us. So let's celebrate a world champion. Let's celebrate a cultural and baseball icon. Number 34, happy birthday, Fernando Valenzuela. Well, Joey, now you got me thinking. If we're going to have a party, a proper party, we got to have a performance to kick it off. What do you think? I think we got a guy, and I can tell that you guys were listening to me the other night when I said, "Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!" Damn, he's good. Damn, he's good. And there ain't no party like a West Coast party. Let's sing it over for the West Coast Don, Ice Cube. Yo, LA, y'all ready to do this again? Let's do this for the Dodgers, baby. The world is mine, homie, get back. Don't mess with my stack, the gauge is right. About to drop the bomb on the West Coast dime. Big fish in a small pond. Not a fan trying to dope that book at the crook, but I shook. They worm in they hook. Guppies hold their breath. They want to miss me when I'm tipsy. Running everything west of the Mississippi. It's the unseen, pulling streets with my Dodger ring. Got your woman, park her up, or we fuck her up. Bow down before I make a phone call. Got 25 homies running up on y'all for the cheese. Want them keys? Everybody freeze on your knees.
in. We got our first look at Freddie Freeman there with his wife Chelsea. We see Dustin May there. This is a moment for each of the players to come in and really enjoy this. And Marla, it was quite something to see the dance moves of Dave Roberts during that Ice Cube set here at the stadium.
Who's not a fan of Ice Cube, especially here in Dodger Stadium, since he wowed us before Game 2. That was last Saturday. So yes, he was the special appearance performance that welcomed in the Dodgers, as we're seeing now the Dodgers.
Will Smith
with
coming
little
in.
girl.
By the way, we saw Andrew Friedman there, who is the architect of this Dodger team, and he's the one that put all of these pieces together. And there's a lot of pieces that had a part in this World Championship. Eddie Pajes there. That crown, by the way, that was something that was exchanged from a fan in the crowd. A fan offered it to the Dodgers on their bus, and there was an exchange there. Alex Vesia there holding the championship belt. And, you know, it was something, wasn't it, guys, when Freddie Freeman came into the stadium and they showed him up on the Jumbotron. This place went berserk, as you would certainly expect. Teoscar Hernandez and Dave Roberts, who was busting a move while Marla was singing along to Ice Cube as well.
Everyone's calling me out for it. What can I say? I'm a fan too. As we're seeing all of the fans, it is a sold-out Dodger Stadium today, and there's Walker Buehler. They're getting a nice little smooch on stage, well-deserved. The party is just getting started as all of the players come on in on their, not a red carpet, but appropriately a blue carpet.
Clayton Kershaw, who's been a mentor to so many people, and there's a great story about how Clayton Kershaw was mentoring Walker Buehler in the middle of that last game, because Clayton Kershaw had experience himself as being a reliever in a late playoff game and been through that experience. Walker Buehler wearing Oral Hershiser's game-worn jersey. Oral Hershiser was wearing Walker Buehler's jersey right when the Dodgers won the World Series. All right, so we're going to sneak in a quick word from our sponsor as we look at the players getting ready for the big celebration. Thanks to our friends at Toyota for that. Walker Buehler really with a lot of energy. You see him with the pitching coach there, Mark Pryor, and the whole team. And some of these guys really getting into it.
Yeah, he has his Oral Hershiser jersey on, which is fitting because that's where we are seated today. Opening up, when you may have heard the opening remarks from one of them anyway, was from Joe Davis. Joe Davis and Hershiser usually are there. And there's Shohei! There's no decoy, but there's Shohei as he makes his way on, and the crowd goes wild, as they say.
Yeah, all of the guys right now, as they came in with their families are being escorted to the seats that are in front of the stage here, which are right over second base on the diamond at Dodger Stadium. And as you can see, all of the players are now converging together. They're up on top of the stage. There's a microphone set up. Joe Davis is hosting the day as Shohei and Freddie. Oh my goodness, what a tandem, sharing a big hug. And this team truly has grown together. They talked about that as they made this World Series run, how they came together as a family. They believed in one another. They overcame so much adversity. Kike Hernandez, such a big part, always in October, giving Dave Roberts a big hug there as well. Yeah, these guys really bonded, and they had to, because they knew that they didn't have all the pieces they needed. Mookie Betts there, shaking hands, and they're all here now. All the stars are out, and this is going to be quite a celebration here at Dodger.
And when we see Shohei, we recognize the fact that hello to all the folks that may be watching us in Japan, that may be streaming our broadcast right now. We saw that the games were actually getting higher TV ratings in Japan than they were in America because of Shohei Ohtani and Yoshi Yamamoto, who we just saw him standing next to as well. And Clayton Kershaw looks good holding up that World Series trophy. Probably the player that has the greatest connection with these fans over his many years of service to Los Angeles is Clayton Kershaw.
Clayton Kershaw, again, wearing the patented sleeveless T-shirt, showing off the guns, as he often does.
And the dad bod, which he's proud of as well.
Hey, he's a World Series champion.
He's a World Series champion. He's great. He does a Cy Young and an MVP.
Ain't nothing wrong with a dad bod.
And he's got great kids as well, many times over.
Yeah, so now the stage looks like it's filled up, and Joe Davis is going to take it away. Let's go ahead and listen in.
The president and CEO of the Don't You Walk Away, we're bringing you up first, Mr. Stan Kasten.
Thank you. Thank you, Joe. Thank you to everyone in this amazing crowd. Wow. First, I want to thank our mayor, our city council, all the elected officials who are here today for helping us put all of this together. Thank you so much. I know we have all waited a long time for this day. And I have to tell you, everyone behind me, every player, manager, coach, front office person, everyone in the business side, ticket sellers, sponsorship side, everyone in this organization has spent their lives waiting for this day. And they are appreciating a lifetime of anticipation today. But I want to talk about something else that I've learned in my time in LA. As many of you know, I don't sit a lot during games. I'm not in owner suites or the suites. I'm all over the place. Maybe it's nervous energy. Maybe it's just decades of habit, but I'm walking around everywhere, as a lot of you know, because I run into a lot of you every night. And it's important for me because it's how I get to talk to so many of you, but more importantly, to listen to so many of you. Not everything I hear is great. Many things are, but I've learned one thing more important than anything else in my time. Every one of you cares just as much about being here today as everyone on this stage. Every one of you has waited for this day with as much anticipation as any of us involved with the organization, and all of us. Thank you for all of that. And it's not just the 4 million people that show up here year in and year out for generations. And it's not just the millions of more fans who watch us at home. It's not even just our fans across Los Angeles. It's all of our fans around the country. It's our fans in Mexico. It's our fans in the Dominican Republic. Our fans in Korea. Our fans in Japan. And everywhere else around the world, because it's your support that makes all of this possible. Without your support, we couldn't put the team on the field that we do. we couldn't keep this stadium as beautiful and as modern as we do. Without your support, we couldn't do the thousands of community events and appearances and speeches that we have done year in, year out. It's all because of your support. And we are here today to thank you for that. So from the bottom of our hearts, we thank you for your decades of support. Thank you all. Go Dodgers!
All right, let's keep the line moving.
What about the Dodgers? One thing I know, guys, they're not like us. You guys wanted a parade? We got a parade. Thank you, guys. I want to thank you, fans. I want to thank you, players. I love every single one of you guys. And guys, let's get ready to run this thing back next year, too. Vamos, Kike!
Los Angeles, are we live? I got a question for you all. What makes this team different from every other Dodger team? They said it, not me. Hey guys, 2020 Fan Fest. We got asked some really tough questions. And guess what? I said 2020 decade, it's gonna be the LA Dodger decade. And guess what? Who has more championships than us in the 2020s? Absolutely nobody. Absolutely nobody. Hey, where's Ice Cube? Ice Cube, where you at? Hey, Cube! Give it up for Ice Cube, people! Ice Cube came out in Game 2, and with his performance, we didn't even need to play the game. We had already won it. Then we go to New York, and this guy, he used to be fat. He's not fat anymore. His name is Joe. He came out and sang. And guess what? We didn't even need to play because after that performance, we had already won. Guys, we got a parade! I love you, LA. I love everybody. And like Doc said, they're not like us, baby.
One rib because he loved you guys. He loves the Dodgers. hear it. Freddie, 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 Freddie. World Series MVP.
What's up, LA? I only had one leg, but I got a whole group of guys that had my back all year. What a special group. I don't have the same personality as Kike. He shut it down, but from the bottom of my heart, 3 months ago, when I came back after my son got sick, you guys showed out for my family and I. That was one of the greatest experiences I've ever had on the field. I was so touched. I did everything I could to get on this field for you guys. And I'm glad I did because we got a championship now. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I can't wait to run this back next year. Let's go Dodgers!
All right, guys, before we get to a couple more players, thank you to ownership, Mark Walter, Magic Johnson, the GOAT, the Bowleys, the Pattons, all you guys, Smolensky, Billie Jean King, everybody, all you owners, and the architect of this ball club, this organization, President Andrew Friedman. Let's go, Andrew. Mookie, hold on, you're next. Andrew, come here, Andrew. Andrew Friedman.
How about these guys right here? Unbelievable group of players. I got to tell you, we've been dreaming about this day for a long time, and it exceeded every expectation we could have possibly had. It was incredible. To Dodger Nation, the city of champions, this is for you guys. '20 was incredibly special, but it wasn't anything like this. To not be able to celebrate it with the greatest fans in the world left a little bit of an empty feeling. Immediately after winning, everyone was talking about this day, to celebrate it with the greatest fans in the world. This is for you guys. We love you, we love LA, thank you. And now, the guy who's collected 2, and he wants a lot more, Mookie Betts!
When I became a Dodger, it was for, what, 12 or 13 years? It was a lot of years, and we got 2 so far. We got like 9 years left. I gotta get to at least 5 or 6, right? We gotta do this 5 or 6 times, right? Hey, I just want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming out and supporting us. And to my teammates, y'all don't know how much y'all mean to me, man. I love you guys. Hey, I got 3. I'm trying to fill this hand up, LA. Hey, now, I'm about to pass it off to, I think, the most even-keeled human being I've ever been around in my life that carried us all the way to the World Series. Teoscar Hernandez, baby. play this game to win. And the Dodgers gave me the opportunity to come here so I can help this organization, this city, this team, these people win a championship. You guys made this dream come true. Thank you for making me a world champion. Thank you.
Hey, there's a guy that's been in a Dodger uniform more than anyone, certainly on this stage. We didn't get our parade in 2020. Let's give it up for the GOAT, Clayton Kershaw!
Oh man, I've waited for this day for a long time. I've waited to celebrate for a long time. I can't imagine being anywhere else right now. And I can't imagine doing it with a better group of guys than this group right here. I'm at a loss for words, guys. I didn't have anything to do with this championship, but it feels like I have the best feeling in the world. To get to celebrate with you guys. Two-time champ and a lot more coming. Let's get on! I love you guys. Thank you. Dodger for life.
There's a group of dogs that don't get any credit unless things go bad. They sit in left field. They sit in left field. There's a special group of guys led by Josh Bart, and we wouldn't have this championship without them. A guy in Game 5, he gave us everything we had. Give it up for the leader of the bullpen, Blake Trinan.
Hey, I'll be honest, this is the best feeling I've had on a baseball field. Not a better group of guys. I ain't much of a talker. I like to lead by actions. Everything we have is, man, by all of our hard work, everybody puts us in good positions to have success. These guys earned every bit of it. Our true leader in the bullpen is Daniel Hudson. So I kind of want him to come up here. He's got more of a thing. Come on, GOAT. Yeah, here's Daniel Hudson, guys. We're not here without him.
What's up, LA? Hey, I just want to say, I came back for this moment right here. Everybody on this stage is a world champion. Everybody in this stadium is a world champion. Everybody that bleeds Dodger blue is a world champion. Congratulations, LA. I love you guys.
Hey, get dogs up here.
Who? I don't know who else. Should I say it? Should I say it, boys?
You have to.
Should I say it?
You have to. You have to. Hey, guys. This team, it has to do with a word that starts with the same letter as my last name. And we all stay this way, especially through the entire month of October. Should I? Do it. Do it. What a holiness!
All right. First off, we had the greatest of all time, Vin Scully. We had another legend, Dodger legend, number 34, Fernando Valenzuela. Happy birthday, Fernando. This is for you too. So this winter, ownership, Andrew, front office, we had a big goal in mind. That's to get the biggest fish of them all. I almost screwed it up. I'll tell you right now. Who was it? No, not Kiermaier, not Kiermaier. Sorry, KK, I love you, but no, not you. Who was to hear from Shohei Ohtani?
Thank you, Dad. This is so special moment for me. And then I'm so honored to be here and to be part of this team. Congratulations, Los Angeles. Thank you, fans. Thank you, Dodger fans.
We need to hear from Max Monson.
How awesome is this? Mook, get up here. Mook, what I tell you every time they walk show to get to you?
I got 400 too.
Get up here, baby. Get up here. How about this guy right here, Brett Honeywell? We wouldn't be here without this guy. Let's see it, honey. What you got? What you got for me?
Hey, I'll do anything to bring a fucking championship here into Los Angeles. I can promise you that. Let's fucking go, Marla. Let's go!
Best fans in the world, best stadium in the world, best city in the world. Unbelievable! We should have had this in 2020, but we're bringing it now. Man, y'all setting the city on fire right now.
All right, guys, we got two more. First, we made a trade at the deadline. We got this guy who played shortstop, center field. He did everything we asked. He was the NLCS MVP.
guys. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Man, I've only been here for a couple months. Eli's already trying to grab the mic. But I just want to say thank you to all the Dodgers fans out there. You guys have welcomed me like one of your own, and I'm just so grateful to be part of this organization. Such a great group of guys. Love everybody here. And now we're World Series champs. Let's go, baby!
All right, this guy right here is the glue to our ball club. No one plays a better shortstop. He played hurt all year for us. I love this guy right here. Give it up for Mickey Rowe.
Hey, what's up, Los Angeles? Hey, I made my debut in 2014 here, and I got back to be a World Series champion. Let's fucking go!
Test, you guys got me. Test.
Now I got it.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, there we are. Yep. I got you, John. Yes. Yes, sir. Awesome work, Joe. We're good.
Show everybody what they want to see. We want to see everything. Let's go!
That's awesome. Well done. Well done, Miggy. That was cool. That was cool. Everybody goes, do we want to see the Freddie dance?
Do the Freddie.
And everybody like, oh, that was cool.
Okay.
Test. I can hear myself now.
Even though I'm afraid what they might say that they still haven't said. So before I turn it over to Joe, I want all of you on the stage to hold on to this feeling. And I want all of you in the stands to always remember what it felt like to be part of the best damn baseball team in the world.
Play my theme music. Go ahead.
Randy. Kick it, Randy.
Rolling down Imperial Highway. The big nasty plane at my side. Saturday the wind's blowing hot. Down the line. Roll down the window. Put down the top. Crank up the Beach Boys, baby. Don't let the music stop. We go ride it till we just can't ride it no more. From the Saturday to the valley, from the west side to the east side, everybody very happy, 'cause the sun is shining all the time. Looks like another perfect day. I love LA. I love LA.
What a day here in Los Angeles. 36 years since the last parade.
Wow, what a moment. And there we look at Magic Johnson, who has heard Randy Newman's I Love LA after so many championship celebrations, hearing it once again, a song that really not only a celebration of the Dodgers and their teamwork, but a celebration of the city of Los Angeles itself, as this entire city is united in their love for this team. What a shot there.
Yeah, I mean, we heard from Clayton, we heard from Dave Roberts, we heard from Freddie, we heard from Jay Oscar. I'm saying them by their first names as if I'm on first name basis with these guys, but they feel like family, they feel like friends. The crowd just loved it. Clayton Kershaw up there, he said, this is the best feeling in the world.
Bruce Granderol right there, showing off a ring and showing off the hardware. And how about hearing from Shohei Ohtani speaking English to this crowd here and to everybody watching around the world, saying how much of a privilege it was for him to be a part of this championship. And I think back all the way to December 14th of last year when they announced Shohei Ohtani as the newest member of this club, and they told Shohei they wanted to go all in. They wanted to win a championship, and they wanted to compete each and every year. And there is Shohei Ohtani posing with Magic Johnson. And I'll tell you, how about the emotions that we felt and saw from Teoscar Hernandez breaking up there in front of everybody, and Clayton Kershaw in tears over this championship. It really just goes to show you how much this really means to these guys. This is real emotions, and the fact that they were able to come through on this team, part of a great unit that really bonded throughout the season. They are truly brothers, and now they are world champions together.
Freddie Freeman, when he took the mic, he remarked, because he followed Kike Hernandez, and he said, I don't quite have that same personality, but he expressed his gratitude for the fans, especially after he returns from what he dealt with his son Max. Of course, his son Max is here, and the older son Charlie is here, but Freddie really just made it a point to say, I have never felt so sort of welcomed home, and we went on to win a World Series for you. So, he did so with not one but two injuries, we've learned.
And certainly many different emotions being felt by these guys, because you've got someone like Teoscar Hernandez who is at the end of an expiring contract. He certainly hopes to re-sign with the Dodgers. He has expressed that. We'll have to wait and see on that. Walker Buehler is at the end of a contract. And will he be a Dodger again? Daniel Hudson, who spoke, he has already announced he is retiring after the season. So going out on top, going out as a champion. Max Muncy, seen right there. He's got 1 year left on his contract, a $12 million contract, struggled throughout the playoffs. So we don't know. Some of these guys, like Mookie saying, let's do this 4, 5, 6 more times. For some other guys, this is going to be the end of the road here.
And Clayton Kershaw with the statement, Dodger for life. If there was any doubt about his future next year, that he made that very clear here as we look at some of the guys. And Max Muncy said best fans in the world. And you think about Dodger Stadium, which has the best attendance in baseball year after year. And Dodger fans have consistently been the best fans in baseball. That Dodger fandom, even bigger now with Shohei, and the audience in Japan is the reason that the highest rated World Series always involved the Dodgers. People love this team, and that fan base getting a chance to celebrate right now. Mario Ramirez is out with some of those fans right now. Mario.
Hey guys, yes, you can obviously see the excitement with the crowd.
End of the road, and they go out a champion or retire. In the case of Daniel Hudson, for a lot of these guys, then they're going to be ready to start working on next year. And we can already start thinking about that. What's this Dodger team going to look like? Oh, by the way, Shohei Ohtani, who surprised a lot of folks here today and spoke English and greeted the crowd, he will be pitching next year. So that's a nice start to your rotation. Of course, Tyler Glass now expected to come back from injury. You got Yoshinobu Yamamoto. So that's a pretty good start. And then, of course, you've got
there's Decoy
being right there. Shohei parading around
his wife,
his dog, and there's his beautiful wife taking Decoy in her arms. And that was really something. The crowd went wild when Shohei addressed them in English.
Well, I think he speaks a lot more English than maybe he leads on, because we see him so often with his translator. He wants to be so precise in what he says. Looks like Anthony Anderson's on the stage there with them. And but when Shohei won the MVP last year for the Angels, and he gave his MVP acceptance speech for the American League, he gave the whole speech in English. It was written out, something he had thought about carefully and practiced. And I'm sure he practiced this many times as well, but it was really meaningful, I think, for the fans, the fact that he invested time to speak in English to them tonight. And it was a reminder of all these different cultures that we saw, all these different countries represented in the Dodgers. This really was a World Series, Marla.
Yeah, I mean, and to that point, the ratings were through the roof in Japan, and they will continue to be as long as Shohei and Yoshinobu Yamamoto are here, and they are playing They're beloved here and abroad, all across the globe, as we're seeing Shohei and his sweet little pup Decoy, and of course Teoscar Hernandez and Mookie Betts here. The Dodgers are just loving it, and to your point, Kyle, they don't want to leave. They don't want this day to end. They have worked so hard for this, and Clayton Kershaw looks like he is going through the dugout.
Or the dugout.
Yeah,
yes.
in the dugout there with his daughter. It's a family affair. What I've most enjoyed about today is in all of the division that we see in the world right now, and in our communities when we're reporting on what's going on outside your front door, this is so nice to be able to just smile and take a deep breath and a nice sigh of relief and hugs and so much jubilation for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and it feels so good to be able to smile and report some good news today.
You know, from way back in March, this team comes together in Arizona for spring training, and they start working, and they're working and working, and it's serious business, baseball, obviously. These are high salaries and a lot of money, and they start working right up until opening day, and they go through this grind of a season of 162 games, and they get into the playoffs, and when you see the players out on that field, it is all business. And finally, after all of these months, it culminates in this championship that is so elusive to so many. There are so many players in baseball that will never taste the sip of champagne of a world championship. The Dodgers are doing that, and this is their moment to revel in it, to celebrate it with families and with the fans.
And it has been such a joy and privilege to be able to cover it and to be joining you for this. As a SoCal boy who grew up coming to Dodger Stadium, this is a dream come true to be in this booth and to be a part of this and to feel our community coming together, which we need to do so much more. So a big thanks to the Dodgers organization for making that happen, and a big thanks to our entire Fox 11 crew who has worked really hard to be the home of the World Series and to bring you coverage from here in New York. Everybody working extra hours for this incredible ride that we feel so honored to be a part of.
Yeah, and thank you to you joining us from home for taking the time out to join us here on Fox 11. We're going to have a complete wrap-up of all today's events tonight on the Fox 11 News at 5, 6, 10, and 11 because our workday is not done yet.
Yes.
We have some more work to do.
It's been so much fun, this entire ride, all the way through the playoffs, and we're so grateful that Fox was able to bring it all to you, the NLCS, the World Series, and now the championship parade. So we bid you so long from Dodger Stadium.
And we can end with saying, go Dodgers.
We will join Jennifer Hudson already in progress. Thanks so much for being with us.